We spend so much of our lives trusting, supporting, and even defending popular mainstream opinions and ideologies. And in doing so, we happily trade away our wisdom and our sensibilities and reduce ourselves to being intellectual slaves to others who claim to know more than us. But the fact is that no one else has it figured out, and no one else is better than you. And the irony is that it isn't until one day in your 40s, when you're out on a motorcycle ride on a warmish autumn afternoon, and the penny suddenly drops and you realize that legacies are mere smokescreens, and it is as foolish to try and defend someone else's legacy as it is to expect to leave behind a legacy of your own. It's 8 a.m. on a Sunday in April. Autumn mornings in Australia, they are usually crisp and nippy. But the forecast for today, it promises a warm day with plenty of sunshine. I sip on my morning tea, listening to the morning news on the TV. The Australian federal election is coming up. On the TV, two politicians exchange barbs with each other across a split screen. They both have three people standing behind them, nodding their heads at every word being uttered by these politicians. The politicians refuse to answer questions and keep parroting rehearsed answers. The people behind them, they keep nodding their heads. So I switch channels, hoping to stumble into something more positive, only to be alarmed about a global trade war in the making. The news on the TV really overwhelm me. In fact, they actually annoy me a bit as well. So I jump on my motorcycle and I ride away from the suburbs until I find myself riding the winding roads in the ranges not too far from where I live here in Melbourne. And as I ride on, I stop for a moment by the side of the road and turn off my motorcycle engine. The countryside around me is drenched in an autumn sunshine. It remains gloriously unaware about the fallacies of wise old men and women who are forever conspiring to etch their legacies across the face of this earth. The fresh morning breeze, it rekindles the soul. And as I lean in and out of corners, I'm cleansed of all the negativity in an instant. I ride past a lady walking her dog and she waves to me. And that's just a little hint that all it takes to coexist is a pinch of kindness rolled up inside a smile. And if I was to get philosophical about it, my motorcycle, it teleports me away from an eternity and into the present moment. Eternities, they are like lifetimes, and they are all burdened by a past that we have endured. And I've realized that these fleeting moments of solitude and introspection while riding a motorcycle, they are usually light-footed and free, untouched by any regrets, disappointments, or expectations. And then as I ride further, I get focused on the winding road and the sharp corners. I ride past sparkling front yards that reflect the morning sun through their dew-drenched lawns. The air around me, it smells of firewood that had kept the homes warm overnight. I shift gears to match the torque needed to make the corners safely. It feels like the universe and all its vastness condenses into this one moment for me as I experience existence in its truest sense. Then a little further, as I come out of a corner, I see a police car with flashing lights in the distance. The officers pull me over for a random breath test. I turn off the engine and I stop a few meters short of the officer.
Let me breath test, just a big blow through there, so I better stop. Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
You too.
See you later.
Cheers, bye.
The officer walks up to me with a smile, conducts the test, and wishes me a safe and enjoyable ride. That's another subtle message, that we are not defined by our professions and our titles. Deep down, we are all seeking a connection with others. And I'm not saying anything new when I say that motorcycles are often associated with a sense of freedom. And it's easy to confuse that freedom with an escape. For me, the freedom that the motorcycle rides offer me is a sense of detachment from the denominations that shackle us in our day-to-day lives. Denominations that make us stand behind politicians and nod our heads to their rehearsed sermons. Denominations that turn us into intellectual slaves of popular opinions and ideologies. Denominations that snatch away our courage to stick to our convictions. Denominations that make us crave legacies that we are not entitled to. And trust me when I say that motorcycle rides are magical. They pour my entire existence into a moment where I can be my own true self. A moment where I am in total control, immersed in almost an out-of-body experience of sorts where the world, the cosmos and the entire universe, they become a singularity. And therein lies the freedom. The freedom to be anonymous under a helmet and be your own person. The freedom to refuse to affiliate with opinions and ideologies. The freedom to break away from every judgment and expectation. The freedom to be vulnerable without being judged. The freedom to just feel the breeze in your face and take the long way home.